stuck with a broken winch rope. Can't go forwards and can't go backwards. Not sure what we're going to do yet. Trying to wake myself up here on a Sunday morning. Dad and I are out for a weekend drive. We're actually out Rollins Plains now. We had the floods a couple of weeks ago. We're out here checking out. It's just absolute chaos. It's destroyed this whole road and area here. All the residents there are still blocked off. They got the army up there. It's insane how much damage all these floods cause. Never seen anything like it before. We're out here for a swim and look around though. Then we're going to head for a bit of a four-wheel drive and test out some new mods Dad has to the MUX. He hasn't been much four-wheel driving lately and he's keen. First one is he has the new tyres which we haven't properly tested yet. They are the Falcon Wild Peak Mud Terrains. They're 265 by 75 on a 16-inch rim. New Ironman spotlights, driving lights, which we may or may not be testing depending if we get stuck out the bush and we're out there into the night or something, but he does finally have some good lights on his rig. And then the last mod which I got too is one of these Ultimate 9 throttle controllers. I've tested mine out and I absolutely love it. It makes such a difference, just your day-to-day driving on the roads and out on the tracks as well. What they do is they plug in. We installed it, it wasn't that hard. All you do is get in underneath there and sort of adapt it into your throttle control plug. So you pull your throttle controller plug apart and then plug it in as a connection between the two of them. And all it does is changes your throttle response, which means that the power you have becomes much more readily available. You've got an automatic setting where it just kind of adjusts according to your driving. You can turn it off again if you don't want it on for whatever reason. You've got economy settings, I think it's 1 to 9, which dull down your throttle response a bit if you want to try and save some fuel on the roads, make that throttle less jerky, especially on the tracks if you're doing some rock crawling. And then you've got your U1 to 9 settings, which sharpen up your throttle response. And that's what I've really liked. If you're on a muddy hill climb or going through a bog hole, you put that up on a high setting, you put your foot down, you just notice the car just take off immediately. Anyways, enough going on about the new gear. We're going to test that out later today. Dad's over here at the river having a swim. I'm going to head over and have a swim too, cool down. It's quite hot. That was once a bridge there. The river's sort of just absolutely annihilated this whole thing. It's going to be a big job to repair. And then you got houses over the other side over there. They haven't had power for weeks now. They're still trying to bring power back to the area. Everyone here is running off generators, and I don't know how people are getting in and out of here because that's the only way in and out. And that's just been annihilated. It looks like it's going to take months to fix. How is it?
It's cool, it's great.
The water looks nice.
Yeah, it's flowing.
After soaking up some sun and a swim, we headed out our local tracks to do some four-wheel driving. This track has all been relatively simple so far. It's quite soft out here from the recent rains. It's just the ground, it really feels like you're floating on it. It kind of moves you all over the place. Got a bit of a nasty hill climb here. I was out here a couple of weeks ago and I had trouble on this hill. Just got a couple of ruts in bad spots there, and then depending on how soft it is once we get on it. The ruts are all in bad spots. It's a bit of a twisted mess. Now, as I said, Dad hasn't actually used his yet, and he's just had it in, but on nothing. So you want to turn it on and see what you reckon, see what difference it makes. So hit mode again. So go E9, go again up to U9.
On the right now?
No, hit mode again. Yeah, and now hit set.
Keep
No, on the right hand side, yeah.
Set button,
yeah. One, so you punch it up to like 8 or 9. Yeah. And then you should notice that when you put your foot down,
more responsive straight up.
You'll feel that extra response, because that's what saved me. I was halfway up, I put my foot down, it took off. Wow, I swear that got more power than what it did before.
It's like new life, it's like new horses under the box. It's great. You feel like you can get into it, you've got a bit of power to play with. That lows lost and gone, it's a new life.
Yeah. You wouldn't have, without that.
Hadn't I clicked that in,
yeah,
I wouldn't have been keen for that third and fourth hit then.
Why, just because you reckon you wouldn't have had the power you needed?
Yeah, it just would have lagged too much on the approach from that uphill start.
Yeah, what I find is even when you're halfway, you get your start off, when you're halfway up and you think, I've got to put my foot down,
then it happens.
And it just takes off. That's us back down the other side of this hill. We'll keep going on to the next spot. So many tracks out our local area, it's always fun to come out here for a drive and explore. This is actually a monster rut here that you definitely don't want to fall in. I'm going to have to guide Dad carefully over this one. Right hand down, yeah. The back passenger's my concern. Like, there ain't heaps of room here.
No.
Keep trying. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Just slow down. This rut is right on the limit. There's no room for error. Doesn't really want to fall all the way down in there. Just grabbed a couple of treads out to see if we can get that bit of traction, because nowhere else you can really go except on that line. He's just sort of spinning a bit where it's getting a bit muddy and he's running out of suspension travel. Alright, come forward at that and see what happens. Those tracks helped. That made a big difference in getting him going, but as he got up he just slipped down in a bit. We've got to try and navigate through it now. Might have to call it a winch there. It's just all falling in that side, and then without a lock you've got both this side wheels free spinning and the ones over there doing nothing. He can't go forward, he can't go back. That adds to the excitement.
Yeah.
No winch, broken winch rope. I've got a repair tool for it, but obviously in my car, not here.
What's the reverse deal like from the murder, isn't it?
Well, you can if you can get going.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was the problem we had.
That's the only problem, get going. We can try get you going backward, otherwise I have to go get my car. Well, that makes that interesting. The winch rope just snapped. It was quite wet and dirty, so I'd say it's been sat away in wet and dirty condition and chewed it out. Plus it's probably a four-year-old winch now or something, but that makes it interesting because he's the only vehicle here we're actually not that far from ours, well, probably about half hour, 40-minute walk from my house. I might have to walk back and get my car. There's no loose end. It looks like it was stuck down in the corner. I can see some frays right down jammed in the left-hand corner. Maybe hard to get out. That div's fairly buried, is it? Warm up for our next big trip. Cause every bit of chaos possible.
Right?
Yeah. Yep. Hang on. That one's starting to feed under. Alright, go again. Yep, that's it. Yep. That's it, those tracks are getting him out. I might keep feeding them under here. What I might do is keep feeding them under.
Yeah, fair enough. Yep.
That's it. Alright.
Keep coming.
Yeah, keep coming. So you're not down in all the next ruts too.
We've still got one track loose, have we?
You're right in the middle of the two of them. We started moving, but we're using those tracks down there. We only got caught, we've only got two. We need them back up there now. Trying to feed rocks and logs under there just does not work the same. It's nowhere near as good. We can't get it moving. We're gonna have to walk home. It's about half hour, get my car, come back out, and then we have more recovery tracks, so might be able to pull it out that way, or we'll winch it out. Walked all the way home, back again, drove out with my car. We brought some more the tread recovery tracks. We'll try them first, because I think if we had had more of them, we could have got him out. And if that doesn't work, I'll winch him backwards. There's a log under there he's stuck on. And those recovery tracks just aren't enough for that log there, so I have to grab the winch out and pull him back. Alright, we're set up. Oh man, I'm so sweaty. Let's see how we go. Alright, we've popped him up off that log. Now just got to try and guide him back through this. Stop there. We'll have to hook you back up. Just have to be careful of that panel there a bit, I guess. Yep.
Good line.
Yeah. Nearly done. My car out of the way, Dad just got to reverse down through this last rut here now. Wow, that was a mission to get out of there in the end. Lost the mud flap. I think he dented in his rear quarter down the back there a tiny bit and some few scratches on it, but we are out. We're out in Bago State Forest now. We're making our way up Bago Mountain. We're going to try and catch a good sunset up there and cook a bit of a feed. We figured we may as well make the most of this day that now that we're out here. Still decided to take the back way. We've got a little tree across here now, but I can clear that with the silky boy. Keep going. We've got one more nasty hill to get up on the way up to the top, and the rain has really made a mess of this thing. Those ruts are deep and it's still a bit slippery, so I don't know how hard it is going to be to stay out of them. You're going to have to stay out of those ruts, but then you're probably going to slip in at the top potentially. There's a left-hand passenger rut you can keep your tyre in to keep you lined up. I was nearly up the top. I went for that right-hand line. I sort of made it, but then I went off the edge of the track into the bank. So I had to sort of come back a bit to realign, and now it's just absolutely buried that diff. May have to put a couple of those tracks under.
Why, that's good.
Up the top now, track's got me over that bit. It was just burying the diff in those ruts there, sort of a couple of times chewing it out, and then those tracks to give you some traction and give you a bit of height. And they're up, and now just roared up that next bit, just flat. Dad's coming up now. I'm sure he will put on a show. We have made it up the top of Bago Bluff. What a day. But there's just an absolutely beautiful spot up here. The sun's on its way down now. I don't want to turn this camera around too much or you'll just be blinded by the sun. It's going to go down behind that cloud soon. I'm hoping the clouds form in a way that we get a really nice sunset up here. We'll see how we go. Going to light a campfire here and set up and cook some dinner.
From outer space, tearing down the place. Aliens everywhere.
Ended up getting a little bit of colour in the sky out there. Cooking up dinner now. I cooked some rice, which I've done, and then just got some veggies, cut up some carrot, capsicum, onion. And I've got a roasted garlic and tomato to stir through it. Still got some other veggies to go in there. You're cooking fish for dinner.
A tailor that I caught this morning, a few chips to go with it.
I think that's about it. Gonna sit here and enjoy the dinner and the last of this light. Pack up and head home. Just shows how much fun you can have on a day in your local area. What a day, so awesome. Can't really see much on the camera, but just go normal like lights. Oh, that's with them. That's with them on.
Yep.
So go. So that's high beam. So that's your normal high beam, and then that's high beam with your lights on. Definitely plenty of light there, but that really lights up the track.
Yeah.
Go again, yeah. First time ever having driving lights.
First time driving lights in the car for me.